Hi, I'm Laura Miolla from Moxie Life Coach, and today I want to talk about the number one leadership skill that most people don't talk about. So I consider myself a leadership coach because I coach leadership not just in your professional career, though I do that, but also in your life, your relationships, your relationship with yourself as well as with others. You need to drive the bus in your own life. And I was really inspired. There was a recent article about the CEO of Best Buy, and he was talking about the 5 leadership skills that he looks for, that his criteria for what constitutes leadership. So the first is to be purposeful. You have to have a purpose, you have to have a vision, you have to know where you want to be. This is relevant for your entire life, okay, as well as your career. The second one is to be clear about your role as a leader. What are you there to accomplish? In his view, he's there to empower people, to help other people be successful. The third one is to be clear about who you're serving, right? If you have this vision, who benefits from that vision? Who are you really serving? Who are you trying to impact? What is the impact going to be? The fourth one is to be values driven. And this is important for your entire life, to make values-based decisions that actually support your authentic self, so that you're always proud of what you're choosing, regardless of the outcome. And his last criteria is to be authentic, to be yourself, to not try to be other people or to create a persona of who you think a leader is. You have to own it for who you are right now. So I agree with all 5 of those criteria. I think they're wonderful. But the number one criteria that's missing, the one that I think is most important, is actually resilience. The ability to experience what you experience, learn from it, take that knowledge, and make better decisions. So in the corporate world, they kind of liken this to fail fast. If you're going to fail fast, you can learn from it and move on. I put a positive spin on this. This is not failure. Failure is actually learning. And resilience says, I'm not going to internalize this experience. I'm going to learn from it. I'm not going to let it define who I am. It doesn't define you. You define you. So resilience is about taking all those experiences and actually gaining from them. And that does mean, in some ways, failing fast. And it also means not being attached to a specific outcome. Like, I am going to do XYZ to achieve this. Well, you're not in control of most of those criteria, so you don't know. You really don't know for a fact that if you do XYZ, it will achieve what you want. But you can be 100% certain that you can learn from that experience and use it to then get what you want. That's the difference. That's the difference between being attached to something that you think has to happen versus I'm going to create this and I'm not going to dictate that it has to happen in one way. I'm going to take this learning, I'm going to go step by step until I achieve it. And you need resilience to do that. The second thing I want to point out is all of his criteria and mine are about who you're being. Be purposeful, be clear, be authentic, be values driven, and be resilient. It all comes from who you're choosing to be. Leaders aren't defined by what they do. They're defined by who they choose to be that then drives what they do. When you decide to be resilient, you can then say, what do I need to do to be resilient? Okay, I'm going to learn from this experience and I'm going to apply that to what I choose to do next. The being drives the doing, and that makes the doing more purposeful and fulfilling for you. This is the path to owning your life, being accountable and responsible, because you know you're on the path that you choose for yourself. So yes, be purposeful. Be clear about your role. Be clear about who you serve. Be values driven and be authentic, but also be resilient. You don't need to internalize the circumstances around you. If you can be resilient, you're also teaching your children. Children learn how to live life based on how you live your life. So you're teaching them resilience. And that means, our jobs as parents is not to shield them from change. It's to show them how we can surf the wave of change, how we can use change to our advantage, how we don't internalize change as good or bad. It's just learning that we apply towards small steps towards getting what we want. This is what I want to teach my children, and this is what I hope you teach yours, and I hope you apply this in your life. You need to lead your life. You only get one shot at this thing. So if I can help you do that, schedule a free consultation with me through MoxieLifeLeadership.com or Moxie Life Divorce. And I hope to talk to you soon. And until then, speak your truth, even when your voice shakes.